everyone, this is Li Kuan from Midnight Tech, and today we're going to review two models of robot vacuum, which is Xiaomi's ROBOROCK S5 and S6 Pure. So the reason I got the two vacuums is that I wanted to have help with the sweeping when I'm cleaning the house. A friend introduced one of the Xiaomi ROBOROCK models, and I bought one at the end of 2018. And in July 2020, I bought the new model, which is the S6 Pure, and I put it at the upstairs so that I don't have to carry the robots around when I'm moving between floors. So take note, this is not a comparison review of other brands. This video is just meant to review both S5 and the S6 ROBOROCK models. So the first thing you do when you get the robot vacuum, when you unbox it, you put it against the wall and charge the vacuum. And for the first time, you can follow the instructions on the manual book as well. Download the Mi Home app and set up the robot to connect to your Wi-Fi. Before starting the vacuum, I usually remove all the rugs. I don't have carpets, so I cannot comment whether the vacuum works well when the carpet is on your floor. And I also remove the wires off the floor. For the first time also, remember to close the doors to your washroom to prevent the vacuum from eating up the wires and also from going into wet areas. Once you're ready to start the vacuum for the first time, the vacuum will actually map the floor, and you can use your Mi Home app to actually look at the progress of its mapping. One of the features of the S6 Pure is that you can set the sequence of your rooms. So what you can do is, if there's like several rooms and you want to study at a certain way, you can actually, after the first time that it's mapped the floor, you can actually set the sequence of having the vacuum go to the first room first, and set accordingly which order of the room that you want to vacuum first. Now the reason I do this so that I can, because I'm concurrently mopping the floor at the same time, so I actually mop at a certain sequence, so that when the vacuum is done at one room, I can actually go ahead and mop the first room. So this is how the Mi Home app actually looks like. I'll click on the S5 one and show you how the vacuum actually starts. So it actually has the map already because I've already used this for a long time. And you can see here what I'm telling you is the difference between the S6 Pure is that it can actually map the room sequence. So when you click on Edit Map, you can actually set the room sequence, but not on the S5 app. So with one app, you can actually control two models, even though it's a different model. However, the features will actually be dedicated to the particular model. So in this case, this is showing the room sequence for the ROBOROCK S6. Let's talk about the features and maintenance for both these S5 and S6 models. So I tried the mopping feature once on the S5, but it felt a bit that it's dry, and the water tank itself is also not enough capacity to mop the whole floor area. So I ended up prefer to use my manual mopping instead. The way to maintain is as well to look at the notifications on the Mi Home app often, as the app will actually inform you when the bin is full, or you need to clean the sensors and so on. To clean the bin, you can empty the bin and you take it apart, and you can also wash the filter with water but no soap, and you can just air dry it, and when it's dried you can keep the empty and the clean bin back to the vacuum. The ROBOROCK works actually when you're not home, but I'm too paranoid in case the ROBOROCK gets stuck, because I didn't pick up rugs or pick up any cables. And also a precaution, if you have pets, don't use the ROBOROCK if you're not home, because you won't be able to see whether your pets actually made some litter around the floor. That will be disastrous. Now, one of the interesting features that I've noticed is that the movement gets more efficient over time. An example would be when the vacuum first maps the house, it may go horizontally across the room, but I noticed that after a few vacuum sessions, the robot actually learned to go vertically because it's a more efficient movement. The battery of these two models actually lasts really long. For example, after using for 45 minutes, the battery still has 80% capacity. So I've noticed that the way the robot cleans is that it goes around the perimeter first of the whole room, and then it will go to the insides. You can see that the blocks that I've actually set here so that the robot doesn't touch that area. The first few blocks, you can see on the yellow perimeter here, it's to block the access to the washroom. And for the first time that you are mapping, or first time that you are setting up and that the robot is mapping the floor, don't forget to close the door so that you prevent the vacuum going into the wet areas. After that, because you have already set the block, then you don't have to worry about closing the doors anymore. And this is why I really like the mapping feature here, because you can control where the robot doesn't go to. So here are some tips as well. I clean my house once a week for an hour just to clean the floor and the toilets. So this is the sequence that I actually clean the house. I will first prep for vacuum. So prep means removing the rugs off the floor and take the cables away. And I start the ROBOROCK. Concurrently, I would actually use manual brooms to sweep the floor for harder to reach areas. And after that, concurrently as well, when the ROBOROCK is moving and vacuuming, I actually clean the toilets. Now, by the time ROBOROCK has finished vacuuming, I'm ready to mop the floors. And as I've mentioned earlier, I don't like to use the mop feature in the vacuum because it's sort of dry. And I actually bought both models from Lazada from different sellers. And I think at the time there was a promotion for those 11/11 and 12/12 types of promo. I think I got quite a good price for that. And finally, my first ROBOROCK purchase actually came with options to buy accessories. So at the time I bought extra filters as well. So if you're looking for a bundle package, I think this is quite a good option for you to get extra filters. So in conclusion, I really like both of these models because it has really helped me to do house cleaning. Otherwise, I would be having to spend time to sweep the floor and then after that mop. Whereas with vacuum robots, I actually get to do these tasks concurrently. The S6 differences is that they can map the room sequence. You can actually make sure that certain room in your house gets cleaned first. Overall, I think it's a really good purchase. If you've got a chance to look at these models, you can actually consider them. Hopefully there's something that you can use to be more productive in your cleaning time. So with that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time.